Hey guys, this is Naveen here. Welcome back to Naveen Automation Lab. So today I'm going to talk about how to serialize and deserialize. What do you mean by serialization and deserialization in Java? In terms of we have one plain old Java object means Pozo class, and then I really want to convert them into a JSON or XML or maybe any format like HTML or something like that. And the same deserialization also we will talk about it. So you must have seen this thing that a lot of people they use serialization, deserialization in the API and API testing also. Whenever let's say you have to maintain some Pozo class and you have to pass in the form of JSON payload in your request API. So you have to convert your Pozo to first a JSON or maybe XML and then send the request with the API and then get the response, and then again the response is coming in the form of JSON, and then you have to deserialize into the Java object. So how to do this? So you must have heard about a lot of APIs are available, a lot of third-party libraries like Jackson API, Google JSON, Simple JSON API is available. But today I'm going to cover, it's a very popular library used by a lot of developers. That is Apache Juno API. So you can see this is the official documentation from the Apache Juno API. And it's very powerful. There are a lot of features are available, and actually this is suggested by one of my friend. He's a Java developer architect, and then he suggested to use. So this is official documentation. You can check it, and you can, if you really want to explore this API, you can do. So guys, to add this feature, what you have to do, just open your Pomod XML file if you have the Maven project, and you have to add this library. See this, which is actually coming from org Apache Juno, and you can search for this library on Maven centralized repository also. For example, you simply go to this and write Maven repo. So here it is. You can simply get it from here 8.2.0 and just copy this Maven dependency and paste it over here so that you can use all the libraries and methods in the classes from this library. Couple of important features that I'm going to talk about today. So for example, let's talk about convert your Pozo to JSON object. So I'm going to create one class over here. Let's take a typical example of e-commerce application where we have the product, and this product could have multiple information. For example, product name, color and everything. So let's see, every product will be having, so I'm going to define some private properties. Every product will be having its own name. Every product will be having its own price. So let's see, price is an integer, and I'm going to write the product maybe a color over here that will be in a string, and then every product is having multiple sellers. So let's see, 3 or 4 sellers or something like that. So I'm going to declare one private instead of simple variable. I'm going to create one array over here. So that will be my string array, and let's see, this is my seller. Different seller names I'm going to maintain. You can maintain one list also, or array list also, you can maintain that. Then I'm going to create the constructor of this class. So let me quickly create the constructor. So go to source, or you can use Lombok also, but let me use getter and setter first. So these are the getters and setters got created, and then let me quickly create the constructor also. So ultimately I'm going to create a complete Pozo class here. Go to source and now generate constructor using all the fields, and simple generate the constructor over here. So this is my Pozo. So this is my Pozo, plain old Java object. This is the full form of Pozo. Now what you can do, you can define a bean over here. So there is a annotation that is called, see, earlier the annotation was bean constructor. This is deprecated. In the latest Juno API, you simply use this bean C for the constructor, and then you can define certain property. Here you can define what is the name exactly that you want to give for your JSON. So for example, for name I want to give name, for price I want to give price only, for color I want to give color. So exactly these names will be displayed in your JSON or XML also. And let's see, for seller names, I'll simply write seller names over here. So let it be like this. Now I'm going to create a separate class over here. For example, let me create a class here, and I simply write my class name is, product test over here, and then select the main method and click on finish. Let's talk about first Pozo to JSON. It means how will you serialize. So for Pozo to JSON, there is a JSON serializer is available. So see, this is a JSON serializer class is available called a default readable format. I want to use that. So this default readable is actually will give you one JSON serialized reference over here. So let's say this is a reference that I have created equal to like that. And with the help of this JSON serializer, you can use number of methods here. So there is a method that is called serialize method, and this serialize method saying, okay, give me your Pozo object. Now what exactly I'm going to do, I'm going to create my initialize my Pozo, initialize my class variables and everything with the help of constructor. So I'm going to create the object of product. For example, product is equal to new product, like that. And then here I'm giving some name over here. For example, the name is equal to, the product name is equal to, let's see, MacBook Pro. And I'm writing, let's see, the price is around $1,000. Color, I'm writing, let's see, white color. And there are number of sellers are available. So I'm going to see seller is what? The seller is an array, string array. So we have to maintain one string array first. So what exactly I'm going to do that, I'm going to maintain one string array. For example, let's say this is my seller names array, which is equal to, and I'm going to define some string. For example, let's see, Neon Enterprise. For example, let's see, this is my XYZ IT solution. Sellers are available, and then the same seller names, I'll be passing it over here. Perfect. Okay. And then when I try to serialize, so there is a serialize method directly is available, and then simple pass your product here. So this is my Pozo object that you need to pass. And when you pass it, okay, serialize product, and when you pass it, what you have to do is saying that add throws declaration. So you can add one throws declaration here, and when you serialize it, it will give you one string over here, and this will give you a JSON string. So let's see, this is my JSON, which is equal to this, and then you try to print this JSON. So that's it. You don't need to use any object mapper and all such things. This guy will automatically convert this entire product into a JSON now. Okay, I'll do one thing. Let me take the same name. Now let me just quickly run it and let's see. So right click on it and run as Java application, and see the response we are getting it over here. So what exactly we have given, color, name, price and seller names. Color is white, MacBook Pro, 1000, and seller names is an array, so it will be converted into an array list inside in the form of JSON array, like that. And then the complete JSON got created over here in a very simple way. That's it. Okay, so this is for Pozo to JSON. Now we'll talk about Pozo to XML. Can we generate some XML also? So yes, they provide some XML serializer also. So what exactly I'm going to do that, I'm going to create the object of, just like we created JSON serializer, I'm going to create one XML serializer. So let me just simple write XML serializer. Yep, XML serializer, which is equal to XML serializer dot C. You can use, let's see, see, there are a number of default variables are available, default with the readable format that you want to use. Okay, fine, I want to read in the readable format. And Pozo object, it's already ready. We have already filled this particular Pozo object, so I can use the same Pozo object once again. I just need to use this XML serializer dot, and we have to use serialize method, and then pass once product, the same product object, the Pozo object, you pass it over here, and this serialize will give you an XML string. So I'm going to store inside one string XML, like that. And let's try to print it on the console, and let's run it. So it should print the XML on the console. Awesome, you can see that. So from the JSON serializer we were getting JSON, and from the XML serializer we are getting a complete XML over here. This color, name, price, seller names, and in seller names there are 3 nodes got created, Neon, ABC and XYZ, and then seller name is closed, and it is surrounded with the object like that. So this is something really cool that you can easily do that. Now if you really want to convert Pozo to HTML, okay, especially you can design it for your microservice architecture, API, a response that you really want to convert, then also you can do that. So for XML, what you have to do, HTML serializer you have to use it. So just like we have XML serializer, we will going to use HTML serializer. So let's create the object of HTML serializer, which is equal to, I'll be writing HTML serializer dot default readable format, and same HTML serializer I'll be using dot, see, very straightforward method is available, serializer and product. So it will generate a tabular format, tr, td, and up to inside the body it will generate one tr and t body and everything, and then let's store inside the HTML, which is equal to this, and let's try to run system.out.println HTML, and let's run it and let's see. Awesome. See, can you see that on the console we are getting in the form of tr and td. So we are getting a table over here. This is my table, and this is your first row, color and white, second row, name and MacBook, and then we have the price is equal to 100, and then we have separate row for sellers. Under sellers it will create a td, and then it will create a ul list over here, and then complete list, 3 list it will give it to you. So under ul we will get a list over here, and when you send this complete response in the form of HTML via an API response, the UI developer can easily catch it and then display on the UI or on the mobile phone or on the browser. That's something really cool. So you can parse from Pozo to HTML, Pozo to XML, Pozo to JSON also. So there are other formats also available, guys. You can convert into a simple CSV format also, URL encoding also you can do that. So various things are available. You can check and come over here and you can check that. See JSON, XML, HTML, UON means a URL encoded object notation, URL encoding and message packaging also, OpenAPI. So there are a lot of options are available. You can check and very easy to use it over here, right? Now how will you deserialize, right? So let's talk about a deserialization also. So this is what we have product test. This is what we have used serialization. Okay. And now we have to use deserialization. Deserialization means if you have any, for example, JSON, okay, JSON to Pozo, you have to convert that. So make sure that Pozo is already ready with me. That's product.java. Let's say it's already ready with me. So whatever the response, let's see, response is coming in the form of JSON. I'll be converting that response, a JSON response, into a map with the Pozo object, and then we can compare both the things together. So let's see. First of all, you have to use a JSON parser for that. So from the Juno API, you use simple JSON parser. Create the object of JSON parser over here like this. Not new, simple write JSON parser dot default. Okay, and then you pick any JSON object that you have. So let's see, I'll just pick the same JSON object that we have captured from here. Let's see, this is the JSON that we have already converted. So that will behave like a input string for me. So I simply say, okay, fine, what is your JSON value? A JSON string is equal to, in double quotes, I'm going to paste the entire thing over here. So this is my JSON. Then what you have to do, with the help of this JSON parser, see, such a simple API is there, JSON parser, and then there is a method, parse method, and then it's saying that what is your input string, my JSON value, and what is a type, because ultimately it will parse it, the entire JSON, and then we have to map it with your product or any Pozo. So what is your Pozo name? My Pozo class name is product, not the object name, product dot class we have to write. And then let's see, it is giving you any add throws declaration. So simple added parsing exception is any coming, then it will throw the parse exception, and then this guy will give you what? See, you are converting this entire JSON. Let's see, this JSON is coming from your API response and converting into mapping with the product class. So obviously you have to store inside the product class reference because it's giving you product reference now. So let's see, this is my product. Let's see, product 1 is equal to this. That is what I have written. Or let's see, simple write pro over here. Fine. Now what exactly you can do, you can simple check that, okay, system.out.println pro dot, let's see, whatever, I just want to check the color. So pro dot get color. So get color should be white over here, right? So this will be pro dot get color, you will be getting it. This should be what? This should be your whatever the JSON conversion that you have done in the form of Pozo. So color is equal to white. So when you try to get pro dot get color, it means I try to get this particular method, it will return color over here. So this parser will automatically map all the JSON value attributes or JSON array and JSON objects to your product class. So let's run it and let's see it is actually working or not. So run as Java application, and here you can see, awesome, you can see that, okay, yeah, we are getting white over here. Perfect. So like this you can simple use it, guys. If you really want to print the entire system.out.println, let's say I want to print the entire product over here. So let's print it and let's see. It's giving you something like this com.qa. It's not giving you all of the values, giving the product and then the memory address, some garbage value it is giving to you. What you can do is that you can override one method, that is a toString method you can override if you really want to print. So simple, go to source, generate toString method and click on generate over here. Okay, and now let's see if I'm running it, what kind of output I'm getting. Now you can see the output when you complete print that pro, name equal to MacBook, price equal to this, complete object information, we are getting it, and then we have seller names, then 3 sellers are available like that. So this is really cool, and simple, use it for your JSON to POSO object also. Same thing, you can use it for the XML parser also. If any XML is there, you just create the object of XML parser, and then whatever your XML string is there, and try to convert, use with the help of XML parser.parse. So very easily you can do that. So that's all for this particular video. I hope you liked it. I'll just pass this particular complete code to my repository and you just start using it. So I hope you liked it. Please subscribe to the channel, guys, if you liked it. There are so many videos are coming on similar kind of topics on this channel. I'm pretty much sure there will be great learning for you guys. I'll see you in the next video. Till then, take care and God bless you all.